Peppa at the beach. Peppa and her family are on holiday at Kylie Kangaroo's house. Today we're going to the beach, says Mr. Kangaroo. Yippee, cries Peppa. I love the beach. Mummy Pig helps the children put on their sun cream and life vests. Kylie gets out her surfboard. What do you do with that? asks Peppa. You lie on the board and the waves push you along, sighs Kylie. Come and see. Kylie shows Peppa how to surf. The tricky bit is catching the wave, she says. Ready, steady, now! Peppa and Kylie jump on their surfboards just in time. The wave carries them along. I can surf, laughs Peppa. George wants to go surfing, but the waves are getting too big. Is it time to go home now? wonders Daddy Pig. Are you kidding? says Mr. Kangaroo. These big waves are perfect for grown-ups. Mr. and Mrs. Kangaroo grab their surfboards. George and Daddy Pig are having a lovely time in the water. Crikey, gasps Mr. Kangaroo. There's a giant wave coming. Everyone on the beach shouts and waves at Daddy Pig, but he can't hear what they're saying. Ho, ho, ho. He chuckles. The giant wave gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It picks Daddy Pig up and carries him along. Whoa! George giggles, then holds out his arms. He is using Daddy Pig's tummy as a surfboard. George rides the wave all the way back to the beach. Hooray! What great balance, says Mr. Kangaroo. He's a natural surfer, agrees Mrs. Kangaroo. Peppa and Kylie giggle. George is the best. The end. Peppa goes to hospital. Today, we are going to visit Pedro Pony in hospital, Madame Gazelle tells the class. Pedro's leg is broken and the doctors are mending it. Peppa has never been to the hospital before. Except when I was born, of course, Peppa says. I'm wearing my nurse's outfit, Susie Sheep says, because hospitals are very serious. But when the class arrives on the children's ward, the walls are full of colour. Ooh, they all say as they set off to find Pedro. Pedro is in bed with his leg in a plaster cast. Does it hurt? Zoe Zebra asks. It did at first, Pedro says, but not anymore. Do you want to draw on it? What's it like being in hospital? asks Peppa. It's great, replies Pedro. Nurse gives me stickers and comes whenever I press this button. Another nurse comes over with a trolley. Lunchtime, she says. Spaghetti and sponge pudding, please, says Pedro. Wow, You get to eat in bed, gasped Peppa. Dr. Brown Bear visits Pedro. You're nearly better and ready to go home. The bell rings. Visiting time has ended. Get well soon, waved the children. A few days later, Pedro is back. Where is your plaster cast? Asked his friends. My leg is all better. It's a super leg now, Pedro says. Thank you for visiting me in hospital. The end. Peppa Pig, Strawberries. Grandpa Pig is showing Peppa and George the strawberry he has grown. Why is it hiding in a little house, Grandpa? Asked Peppa. Because the cheeky birds have eaten the rest of my strawberries, and I need to protect this last one, says Grandpa Pig. Grandpa Pig tells Peppa that they can still eat strawberries. He knows the perfect place to go. Everybody in the car, he says. It's time to visit the strawberry farm. Have you come to pick strawberries? Asked Miss Rabbit when they arrive. Yes, please, Miss Rabbit, says Peppa excitedly. Then you've come to the right place. We've got nothing but strawberries, says Miss Rabbit. Pick as many as you like. Miss Rabbit takes Peppa, George, Granny Pig and Grandpa Pig out to the strawberry fields and gives them each a basket to put their strawberries in. Wow, gasped Peppa. There are so many strawberries. Pedro Pony and his family are at the strawberry farm too. Hello, Pedro, cries Peppa. Have you picked a lot of strawberries? Yes, replies Pedro. But my mummy and daddy keep eating them. Mr. and Mrs. Pony sigh. They have eaten too many strawberries. Peppa and George giggle. They love skipping along, picking strawberries and putting them in their baskets. I must say, these strawberries do look lovely, says Granny Pig. The real test is to see if the strawberries taste any good, says Grandpa Pig, picking up a big juicy strawberry and biting into it. Actually, that is rather good. Granny Pig eats a strawberry too. Scrumptious. Granny and Grandpa Pig eat lots of strawberries. Peppa and George are very good at picking strawberries and have nearly filled up their baskets. Peppa sings a song as they pick up the strawberries. Strawberry, strawberry, juicy, red and sweet. Strawberry, strawberry, they're so nice to eat. Peppa and George's baskets are full of strawberries, but Granny and Grandpa Pig's baskets are empty. Granny, Grandpa, where are your strawberries? Asked Peppa. In our tummies, replies Grandpa Pig. Maybe it's time to go home, says Granny Pig, rubbing her tummy. Danny Dog and his family has just arrived at the farm, ready to pick some strawberries. Wow, Look at all these lovely strawberries, says Captain Dog. Don't say that word, groans Grandpa Pig, holding his tummy. Granny and Grandpa Pig have eaten too many strawberries. Thank you for all the strawberries, Miss Rabbit, says Peppa. Now we can go home and make strawberry jam for everyone. Say Granny and Grandpa Pig. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow, Peppa. Peppa and George love strawberries. Everyone loves strawberries. Peppa Pig, Delphine Donkey. This is Peppa's friend, Delphine Donkey.
Hooray!
Delphine lives in France.
Wow!
Peppa speaks English. Delphine speaks French. Hello, says Peppa. Bonjour, says Delphine. Delphine lives in a city called Paris. Peppa and her family like to go and visit. Sometimes we travel on a train, says Peppa. And sometimes we travel on a boat. Peppa and Delphine love exploring Paris together. They go to parks, jump in puddles and visit cafes.
Wow.
Would you like a croissant? asked Delphine. Says Peppa. Yes, please. In the holidays, Delphine comes to stay at Peppa's house. They sleep at each end of Peppa's bunk bed. I like sharing with you, says Delphine. Peppa has lots of fun with her friend Delphine. They don't see each other very often. But that makes it extra special when they do.
Hooray!
Peppa loves Delphine Donkey. Everyone loves Delphine Donkey. The end. Peppa Pig, Peppa Meets the Queen. Peppa and her family are watching television. Suddenly, there is a special announcement from the Queen. The Queen! The Queen! Peppa cheers. Hello to you all, the Queen says. Today I have decided to give an award to the hardest working person in the country.
Wow!
The hardest working person in the country is Miss Rabbit. At the supermarket, Miss Rabbit is closing the shop when Mr. Zebra the postman presents her with a golden letter. Miss Rabbit, please come to my palace to get a medal for all your hard work. Bring friends, all the best, the Queen. I can't visit the Queen, I've got too much work to do, Miss Rabbit panics. Don't worry, Peppa says. The Queen has made it a holiday. It is the day Miss Rabbit visits the Queen. Peppa and her friends are going too. We're off to see the Queen, we're off to see the Queen. E-I-I-D-O, we're off to see the Queen. Here we are, Miss Rabbit squeaks.
Wow!
Look at all the fancy stuff. Woof, Danny Dog says. Don't touch anything, Miss Rabbit warns. Where is the Queen? Emily Elephant asks. Queen! Susie Sheep calls. Where are you? In another fancy room, there is a lady sitting on a throne knitting. Hello, Peppa says. Have you seen the Queen today? I am the Queen, the lady says. The children are very excited to meet you, Your Majesty, says Miss Rabbit. I'm excited to meet all of you, the Queen says, standing up. And now for Miss Rabbit's medal.
Wow.
This is the Queen's Award for Industry. Keep up the good work. The Queen puts a shiny gold medal over Miss Rabbit's head. Cheers for Miss Rabbit, the Queen says. Hip hip, hooray, shout the children.
Hooray! Hooray!
Miss Rabbit and the children wear their boots to go out into the palace gardens with the Queen. Do you play in your garden all the time, Your Majesty? Danny Dog asks. I don't have time for playing, no, answers the Queen. She suddenly stops. Oh dear, a muddy puddle. Never mind, we can walk around it. You can't walk around a muddy puddle, Peppa says. You have to jump in it. Peppa shows the Queen how to jump up and down in a muddy puddle. I say, that does look fun, the Queen says. Here one goes then. Stop! Shouts Peppa. Everyone gasps. If you jump in muddy puddles, Peppa says, you must wear your boots, Your Majesty. The Queen goes inside and comes back with her boots on. Everyone loves jumping up and down in muddy puddles, including the Queen. The end. Peppa Pig and the Day at Snowy Mountain. Peppa and George wake up one day and look out the window. It's snowing! Hurrah! They can't wait to go outside. We'll go to Snowy Mountain, says Mummy Pig. But first you have to put on your hats and coats and mittens. Peppa and George are dressed and ready to go. Wait for Daddy Pig and me, says Mummy Pig. Snowy Mountain is fun, says Mummy Pig. We can go sledding and ice skating and skiing too. Daddy carries Peppa and George up the sledding hill. But they don't have a sled. Peppa has an idea. Whee! She says, a daddy sled. At the bottom of the hill is the skating rink.
Wow.
Let's skate, says Peppa. Peppa skates and falls and tries again. Mummy Pig helps. Peppa is skating.
Hooray!
Peppa helps George. He is a good skater. Everybody skates. That was fun, says Peppa. I'm ready for skiing. Peppa and George follow Mummy and Daddy Pig to the base of Snowy Mountain. What's that? asks Peppa. It's the ski lift, says Mummy. That's how we'll get to the top of the mountain. The ski lift takes them way up high. This is fun, says Peppa. She sings. In the air, in a chair, snow is falling everywhere. Flying high in a chair, flying high and high and high. It's very high, says Daddy.
Daddy does not like heights. Don't look down, says Mummy. But Daddy does look down. He topples out of the ski lift. Where did Daddy Pig go?
There you are, Daddy,
says Peppa.
You're a walking, talking snow daddy.
Miss Rabbit runs a ski shop at the top of the mountain. Get your skis here, she calls. Mammy Pig, Daddy Pig, Peppa and George all get skis from Miss Rabbit. Madame Gazelle and Peppa's friends are all here. It's time to ski.
Hooray!
Danny Dog wants to ski all the way down the mountain. Oh no, says Madame Gazelle. Today we'll stick to the baby slope. Madame Gazelle shows everyone how to push off slowly to get started. Madame Gazelle is a very good skier.
Wow!
She shows everyone how she can ski fast. She can even jump.
Hooray!
It's Mummy Pig's turn. She has not skied for a very long time, but she remembers how. She doesn't want to ski down the baby slope. Mummy Pig pushes off down the mountain. Mummy Pig remembers how to ski, but she has forgotten how to stop. Stand back, she yells. She speeds down the mountain and past the shops. Oh no! How will she stop? Where is Mummy Pig?
I see her,
says Peppa.
She's a walking, talking snow mummy. Skiing is fun.
Everyone agrees.
Let's go again,
says Peppa. The end. Peppa Pig, Mummy Pig's book. Mummy Pig is working on the computer.
Please can we play Happy Mrs. Chicken?
asks Peppa. Not until Mummy Pig has finished writing her book, says Daddy Pig. After lots of hard work, I've finished my book, says Mummy Pig.
Hooray! Now we can play Happy Mrs. Chicken,
says Peppa. Peppa and George take it in turns to play.
Well done, George,
says Peppa. Oh no, I forgot to save my work, says Mummy Pig. Phew! It's still there. Let me save it now. Save, close, send. Now it will be made into a real storybook.
Wow!
The next morning, Mummy Pig visits Peppa's playgroup.
Hooray!
Thank you for coming to read your new book to us today, says Madame Gazelle. It's very exciting, says Mummy Pig. The books are so new, I haven't even opened one yet. Madame Gazelle tells the children they must listen politely. Shh. Then Mummy Pig begins. Once upon a time, there was an onion called Funny Onion, says Mummy Pig.
Wow!
She turns over the page, but the rest of the book is one big long number. That's not what I wrote, gasped Mummy Pig.
It's George's Happy Mrs. Chicken high score,
cries Peppa. Mummy Pig is sad that her Funny Onion story has been replaced with numbers. I'm sorry, children, but I can't read to you today, she says. Oh, the children sigh sadly. They want to hear about Funny Onion. Can you remember this story, Mummy Pig? asks Madame Gazelle. Yes, says Mummy Pig. Then just tell us the rest, says Madame Gazelle. Okay, says Mummy Pig, closing the book and putting it down. Once upon a time, there was an onion called Funny Onion. All he wanted was to make people laugh, but he made people cry instead because he was an onion. I must learn how to be funny, said Funny Onion. I will search the world to learn how to be funny, said Funny Onion.
Wow.
Then he met a tomato. The tomato said, wear a funny hat. So Funny Onion wore a funny hat. But still people cried. Oh no! Next, Funny Onion met a banana. The banana said, wear some funny shoes. So Funny Onion wore some funny shoes. But still people cried. Oh no! Funny Onion was ready to give up when he met a pineapple. What do you think the pineapple said? Mummy Pig asked the children. Wear a red nose, suggests Susie Sheep. Wear a purple wig, suggests Rebecca Rabbit. Very good, says Mummy Pig. But what the pineapple really said was, do something funny.
Wow.
Funny Onion did something funny, and everyone laughed. The end. As the story ends, the mummies and daddies arrive to take the children home.
Hooray!
I have your book, Dr. Elephant tells Mummy Pig. What did you mean by 453967? Mummy Pig doesn't tell him it's George's Happy Mrs. Chicken score. Everyone loves Mummy Pig's book. The end. Peppa Pig Play Ball. Today the children will play ball.
Hooray!
But first they must practice. Peppa throws the ball to Susie. Susie catches it. Susie throws the ball to Danny. Danny fetches it. Danny throws the ball to George. But George doesn't catch it. Oh no! George is not very good at catching. Practice is over. Everyone takes their positions to play ball. Now the game will begin. Peppa throws the ball and Susie hits it with her bat. Then Susie runs around the cones. She wins 1 point. Next, it is George's turn to play. I think George is too young to play, Peppa says. You're never too young to play, Madame Gazelle replies. George surprises everyone by hitting the ball. He wins a point. Now it is Madame Gazelle's turn. Aren't you too old to play, Madame Gazelle? asked Peppa. You're never too old to play, Madame Gazelle says. Madame Gazelle swings the bat hard.
Wow.
The ball flies over the tree. The children run after it. Madame Gazelle is fast. She runs around the cones. That's 1 point, she says.
Hooray!
The ball flies all the way to the school and the children run after it. Then it bounces off the roof and flies the other way. Madame Gazelle runs around the cones again. I'm scoring so many points, she says.
Hooray!
The ball zooms back to the field. The children try to catch the ball, but they end up in a big pile. Did you catch the ball, Susie? Peppa asks. No, Susie says. Did you catch the ball, Freddy? Peppa asks. No, Freddy says. Rebecca doesn't have it either. Who caught the ball? George caught the ball. Oh, I lose all my points. Well done, George, says Madame Gazelle.
Hooray!
Hooray! Cheers Peppa. Everyone can play ball after all. The end.
Hi kids, did you have fun watching this video? Then like and subscribe for more.